During this course, I learned several useful aspects that every social entrepreneur should know. The first thing a social entrepreneur should know is that they need to have a mission. In the Mission Inc. book and in our class discussions, we talked about the mission and that the mission should spell out the overall goal, provide a path, and guide decision making. The mission is extremely important for a social entrepreneur to know because it is the framework or context within which the company's strategies are formulated, and it should be focused on the imperative to serve the common good, so that the social systems, institutions, and environments all depend on each other and work in a manner that best benefits all people. Scott Orr also talked about this and how we need to stay mission focused and make sure we have the right people on the right bus. As a social entrepreneur, you not only need to know that you should have the mission, but you also need to know that you need employees who are aligned and agree with your vision and are focused on accomplishing the mission so that the social enterprise will grow and expand, and so that your mission does not get lost as you continue down the road. The second thing a social entrepreneur should know is the concept from Chapter 3 of Mission Inc., form versus function, and that form follows function. In this chapter and in Don Tuchasek's class discussion, this is recognized as an important concept for a social entrepreneur to understand because every social entrepreneur is faced with confusing strategic options of choosing the right legal structure for their social enterprise. They must know how to first define the function, because it is the defining feature of a social enterprise, and it is what makes the social enterprise grow and become sustainable. Once the entrepreneur defines the function, then he or she can form its for-profit or non-profit status. The form is also important for a social entrepreneur to know because it creates the foundation on which the structure is built and the environment in which the structure exists. Most importantly, form affects the organization's mindset when the hardest decisions have to be made. If a social entrepreneur doesn't understand form versus function, and that form follows function, then he or she will have a hard time defining and meeting the needs. That is why this is important for every social entrepreneur to know. The third thing a social entrepreneur should know is something that Mr. Williams mentioned during his discussion. He mentioned that a social entrepreneur must be a lifelong learner if they want to have a social impact. Being a lifelong learner allows a social entrepreneur to learn from their strengths and weaknesses and use them as tools to navigate through life and achieve their long-term plans and overall mission. Being a lifelong learner keeps a social entrepreneur from not only letting their fears cripple them, but it also helps them keep pushing ahead and achieve their goals. This surprised me because I didn't think about how something this small can be used as a guidance tool for any social entrepreneur throughout life and in developing and or working in a social enterprise. I think that this course can be improved in the future by adding class discussions after listening to the speakers and have the students talk about 3 things they learned and share them with each other in groups. I think that this would help everyone retain the information and see it from different perspectives.